Oh yeah, baby girl in the house. Hello, you stunningly gorgeous people of the internet. It is I, Anna, and I'm coming at you with a video that I love to make, a video that I think is so fun, so cleansing for the soul, and cleansing for me. It helps me to reimagine what my shelves could look like if I finished every single book on them. Yes, you guessed it. We're going to be going through every single book that I haven't read in my library. Now, I have a couple of places to store my books, and one of those places is currently very occupied by additional boxes around it in my storage area. So I'm gonna guess there's maybe like 15 more books that I haven't read in my storage. We're just gonna throw that out there. These are the ones that are in my closest proximity, the ones that are on my shelves. For every single person who does not think that I have a set of shelves behind me, I just want to clarify, these are actual floating shelves. It's not just a stack of books, don't worry. They're not gonna fall on me in my sleep. I appreciate your concerns. I have already taken all of these lovely books off the shelves. Yes, I do have a cleaning montage. Cue it, baby, cue it. I was just sweating thinking about how much excitement I had during that whole thing. Anyway, let's get into it. Why don't we? The first book that I have, A Theory of Oblivion. I love these archipelago books. I think that they're so neat. They're great translations. I have not picked this up yet, but you know I want to. You know I bought it with the intention of reading it. I just haven't gotten there yet. An agoraphobic woman bricking herself into her apartment where she stays for 30 years. Sounds great. I'm gonna get myself a little bit more comfortable. Why don't we... How does that make you feel? Ernest Hemingway, To Have and Have Not. I've talked about it before. I love Ernie. I love him. I've been to his house. This is my dad's copy, so I'm 100% going to read this, and I'm going to keep it. A novel of rum running between Cuba and Key West in the 30s, creating in the durable Harry Morgan one of the most remarkable of Hemingway's characters. Key West, beautiful place. I have a little unboxing to do, a little surprise unboxing. This is from Isolari, which is a great company that, they're not sponsored, nothing like that, but they have great small books. And this is a Philip K. Dick book that I'm really excited to get into. And look at how cool that packaging is. Again, not sponsored by them. I just really like their books. What? What? Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Look at that. Look at that. Philip K. Dick, How to Build a Universe That Doesn't Fall Apart 2 Days Later. I love that. Isolari, they're a subscription-based company. They send out one little book every couple of months. I am going to also talk about the other books that I have from them, which I briefly talked about in my fall video. All of these ones to read. Just kidding, I read Scholastic Mukasanga's book, so I'm gonna put that there. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one as well to read. Really like that company. So thank you again for sending that. I really, really appreciate that. Also, I have All That Glitters. This is about art and art theft and art embezzling, let's say. I think that's what it's about. Got this from Pantheon, another amazing company. Really intimate. I love when people write little notes. I'm not gonna show the note, but I love when people write notes. That's so kind to me. Whenever I sell my books, I try to write a note just to show you where I was at, what I was doing. I think that that's just really personal, and I love when I'm thrifting books and I find something personal from somebody in a book. Books are very personal already, so to find somebody else's story or somebody else's writing within it is really just cool. So I need to read that book as well. I'm actually really excited to read that, and I want to read that soon. The Cigarette. I just talked about quitting smoking, and that rejogged my memory about having this book and wanting to read this and seeing what the infrastructure of the cigarette company is like, who it was targeting, why it was targeting them, and why it became such a massive movement, essentially, which is what I think that this covers. The Road to the Country. This was sent to me by Hogarth. And I need to read this still. Nisha Dolan. Exciting times. You know what's exciting? I can pronounce that name. Nisha. Every time I see Nisha, I love it. What's another name that I love? Siobhan. Siobhan. I love the spelling of that name. I think that is so beautiful. Need to read this. Tom Hanks. The Making of Another Major Motion Picture. Yeah, I want to read this. My grandma gave this to me. I've talked about this before. I need to read it. I want to read it. I also just watched Big Fish, which, side note, feels like Tim Burton's Forrest Gump, right? Does that feel appropriate to say that if you've seen both of those movies? At Swim Two Boys by Jamie O'Neill. This is about two boys set in Dublin. Follows the year of Easter 1916, the time of Ireland's brave but fractured uprising against British rule. O'Neill tells the story of the love of two boys. Jim, a naive and reticent scholar, and the younger boy, a foolish, aspiring bookkeeper. I'm gonna not embarrass myself anymore. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun, da, da, da. Dun, da, 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 dun. Hey, all right. I think that this is a much more comfortable position. Feel like I know where I can put my hands now, you know. I don't have to worry too much about what to do with them, because oftentimes I don't know what to do with my hands. Just put it here, do a little lean, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's get into the books. Let me shut up. The first book that I'm picking up is Escape from Camp 14. This was sent to me by a lovely subscriber. I truly appreciate it. I don't want you to think that I've forgotten about you. Thank you so much for sending this to me. This is about a man's escape from a North Korean camp, I'm assuming, which is wild. James Baldwin. A Fire Next Time. Oh, you're probably like, why is there a pen in there? Because I'm currently reading it for my Patreon book club pick. You can join it, you can have fun, you can hang out, you can say hi. Link in bio. Can you imagine if Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's first name wasn't Abraham, but it was Lincoln and his last name was Bio? That would be crazy. Souls of Black Folk. I'm actually really surprised that I didn't put this in my fall want to read. I was just watching Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai with Forrest Whitaker. He's fantastic in everything he does, but he's especially fantastic in that movie. And there's a scene where he's talking to a young girl and she is reading this book. And I said, hey, I have that book. I should read it. Kraftwerk. Future music from Germany. I like to go on runs. I like to listen to the beeps and the boops, and I really like Kraftwerk. I think they're good. Yeah. Whenever I do an impression, I assure you I'm doing it in the highly respected way. I hope. I welcome you to do the most American accent at all times, and I can assure you I will be so excited to see it. Oh, here. Okay, great. These are some books I'm really excited to sink my little fangs into. These were also sent to me, and these are from Texas. These are from Texas. Now, I gotta throw out that Texas. These are from Deep Vellum Books. In Deep Ellum, I'm assuming. I've been to Deep Ellum. Deep Ellum is sick in Dallas. I actually have a friend from Texas, and he said, I know that bookstore. And I said, I knew that, cowboy. Anyway, these books feel like literal satin. It's kind of unbelievable. Apparently what Deep Vellum specializes in is translated works, They're printing a lot of translated fiction, I believe they primarily focus on. And they reached out to me and they said, hey, we found out that you read Pedro Paramo for your Patreon book club. We'd love to send you a work that recently published of his. And I said, giddy up, cowboy. Send it on over. So they sent it on over, and this is the Golden Cockerel and Other Writings by Juan Rulfo. And this is his second novel, written shortly after Pedro Paramo, and in a more traditional style than his other texts, offering a new, exciting glimpse into the author's creative war. I can put on the accent, baby, but don't you be throwing those words at me. I don't know how to say them. The short novel tells the tale of a penniless man who, by playing games of chance, suddenly rises to wealth only to lose it all in a vivid exploration of life in rural Mexico. Love that, love that. And then we have this book, which I'd never heard of, but this is translated from Romanian, which I don't think I've read a Romanian book. So, hello, everybody from Romania, if you're watching, we got one, baby, we got one. This is called Femme. They're calling it a Romanian Lispector. I've read Lispector. I don't know if I'm intelligent enough for Lispector, but I've read her. And I enjoyed what was put forth, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this. This is a lyrical feminist novel that exploded onto the Romanian literary scene. A 21st century Scheherazade recounts her life to a man she might leave behind forever. I love that. Then we got Nickel and Damned. Maybe a controversial pick, but a pick that I picked. I picked it. I did. I actually saw this in a thrift store and I picked it up after I did that video about the 100 best books of the 21st century. This book really piqued my interest. And I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of ready to be a little bit of a negative Nancy on this. Get out my haterade and drink it, because this is about a journalist who is highlighting people that are basically barely making it, kind of like slightly over the poverty line, and she's doing a brave job of highlighting their life and doing research on them. I am hoping that this is much more of an encouraging tone as opposed to more of taking advantage of. What I found really interesting about this is that there was somebody's check in here from 2002. I will not, it's been cash, don't worry, but that's kind of wild to me. John Steinbeck, Tortilla Flat, Quesadilla. This is about people in California, as is every John Steinbeck book, and you know I love that. Sorry for having a type. The Red Badge of Courage. This was on my fall to read list. Have I read it? No, I haven't, but fall is still falling. So don't worry about me. Trailed, I talked about this in my fall must reads, and I haven't read it yet. Oh, there's pictures. Yes. Okay. Wow. Oh, Jesus. It's about a murder, and it just was showing the victims not in pre-murder, and that's so devastating. Walden. Okay, I started reading Walden, and I didn't finish it, and I need to have a moment of peace in my life where I become a wilderness person to finish this, I think. I'm crooked right now. Tell Me Everything by Elizabeth Strout. I read something by Elizabeth Strout, and I can't remember what it was. This is very kind of feel-good fiction, I feel like. And I kind of want to read it. I love older women writing. I really appreciate that. And I think she has very kind bangs. And I've said that before, I think, to some degree. And I stick by that. So Tell Me Everything by Elizabeth Strout. It's autumn in Maine. That's all I need to know. Crooked Seeds by Karen Jennings. I read An Island by Karen Jennings. This is her newest release. This is about Cape Town 2028. Oh, future. A woman in post-apartheid South Africa confronts her family's troubling past in this taut and daring novel about national trauma and collective guilt. I loved An Island. I thought that was such a surprising read. I read that going in totally blind, and I plan to do the same with this. But I really liked An Island. I liked it a lot. Oh, this is a book I'm currently reading, so I guess I gotta put it on there. That is The Hypocrite by Jo Hamya. I really like this so far. It's all about a girl talking about the traumatic childhood that she had with her father, but she's telling it through the platform of a play. She's a playwright, her father's a writer, but she's using her life as the characters, and I perform plays, so I'm especially partial to this. And I researched Johanna, and she seems like a cool girl, so I appreciate what she's doing. I like her writing. It's very mature. I was very surprised by her age, so I like it. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get to this at some point. I just don't know when. Judge me all you want, but I don't know when I'll get to that. Love in a Fallen City by Eileen Chang. Girl, I have had this for a hot minute. I've had this for a hot ass minute. I gotta read this. This is like ridiculous. I've had this for a long time and I'm just being a loser. Frederick Douglass. Narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave. Also need to read this. I feel like I could read this in like a day if I just sat down and committed to it. Totally interested to read history. Italo Calvino, The Baron in the Trees. I've also had this for a hot minute, and I haven't read it. Are you disappointed? I'm not disappointed. I'm proud of what I've done, but I could be doing more. Clara and the Sun. This was sent to me by a fantastic subscriber who is consistently sending me things. I'm so touched that they know my taste well enough, and I think that I will quite enjoy this one. From what I've understood and heard about this is a great novel. And last but not least, is this a great last pick? I don't know. I picked this up on the side of the road. Video Night in Kathmandu and Other Reports from the Not So Far East by Pico Iyer. I would love to travel through all of these places, so I'm sure that this will be some sort of motivation. I mostly picked it up because I love that cover. It feels like a Nickelodeon special, which I'm highly sure it's not. So, girl, there's a mess. I gotta put this all away. But I like to arrange and look at things that I have. Wait, no. Oh my God, how devastating. I'm not a perfectionist. I was putting away my books for a little putting away montage, and I totally realized that I had a whole other section of books to talk about. Whoopsies. Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier by Ishmael Reed. This is a book that I've wanted to read for a long time, and I keep on forgetting that I have this, and I want to pick it up sooner than later because I think it's an important story. This is all about the Sierra Leone Civil War. I met an Uber driver once who told me he survived that, and it inspired me to find a book about that. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is a book that I think I have a plan for next month. This is all about the rise and not fall, the rise and rise and rise of YouTube. This I really want to read, and this is right up my alley, so love that. And I have The Last American Man by Elizabeth Gilbert. This was also sent to me by someone very kindly. Thank you so much. This is, again, right up my alley. This is a man who's living off the grid for a long time. It's written by the author of Eat, Pray, Love, which I haven't read, which I don't know if I will read. I don't know. But I'm interested to read this. Light Years by James Salter. I talked about this in my fall reads. I'm hoping to get to this. It's right near my bed, and I have to grab it, and I haven't yet. And I feel a little silly not picking it up because I know that I'm gonna, be obsessed with this. I just need to get my ass off my phone and pick up some books. I'm putting this in here to remind myself that I want to read this. I've read this before, but I just want to put it in here. Anna, when you're editing, pick this up soon. And if you have this book, pick it up soon. Go crazy. And then last, this is technically the last book, okay? This is the last book of the situation. Not Pico Iyer, okay? David Mitchell, Cloud Atlas. And what a behemoth of a novel that this is. What a big boy. Listen. Good book. Yeah, I haven't read Cloud Atlas yet. And this was sent to me from Hogarth a little while ago. They just reprinted the 20th anniversary edition which is what this is. And I'm really wanting to read this. So there we go. Every unread book on my physical shelves, airing out my dirty laundry. So now I can finally say it. You guys are wonderful. You're fabulous. I will see you in the next one, which is surely going to be so much more put together. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next one. Cue the montage.